Hey everybody, welcome back to Real Teal Jeep. Today we are going to put on Rough Country's dual N3 steering stabilizer onto our 2020 Jeep Wrangler JL. This was about $125. I got it from extremeterrain.com. The reason we bought this, because we didn't really intend to, the Jeep, now that it's been lifted, it's got big tires on, it likes to, I guess what I would call it is wander on the road. Road walking maybe. Kind of doesn't want to just stay in a straight line. You just kind of consistently have to work the steering wheel, even if it's just a little bit, just to kind of keep it straight. You hit a bump in the road, it really wants to move. From what I've been reading, that has to do with the steering stabilizer. Now, the Jeep, we bought it new with nothing different on it, just completely stock, and it always did that. One of the first things I noticed, I kind of didn't like the way that it drove down the road, because it did kind of sway a little bit. Hopefully this will fix that issue. Lots of reviews saying that it will. We don't have any death wobble or anything like that, no troubles there. It's really something we've kind of gotten used to, but we just want it to drive a little straighter. So we've got this dual system, the steering stabilizing system from Rough Country. We've got a few brackets that it comes with. We've got this, looks like the center bracket there, the Rough Country logo cut into it. Got two side brackets. Got the two actual shocks with the decals that you put on there. So if you didn't want to actually run the Rough Country decals, you don't have to actually peel them off. Got some hardware, some U-bolts, normal bolts. Got some instructions, then a larger bracket here. And those were just the two boxes that it came with. So we'll get this put on and see really what all it entails. Watched a video from CJ Off-Road. Looks pretty simple. I've seen some people online say they didn't even have to lift their jack up off the ground to put this system on. I'll try that first, just to see. If it doesn't work, I'll jack it up. But we're just going to try to do it flat on the ground right now, and see what we're working with. Alright, this is what the stock setup looks like. Really nothing. If you look over there, you can see the shock and the shock mount. We'll be taking all of that off, putting a new bracket by that mount. We'll be putting a bracket here and on the same place on the other side. So, one last look. Next time you see it, I'll have it on. Alright, I've kind of got my hardware pre-assembled. For one, I want to make sure I had all my parts. And then another, just to kind of show everybody what exactly it's going to be looking like. This is going to be on our passenger side. You see the U-bolts that'll go around this bar here. Got the bolt that will go through the shock washer and the nut on it. Same exact thing for the other side. Got nuts, U-bolts. I've got this kind of shock bushing. Actually going to put that in the shock. I've already started it on this. The only reason I didn't push all the way through because I just wanted to show you. So I'm going to put those in there as well. Go ahead and have them in there. Then we've got the big bracket here. We've got the middle Rough Country plate. We've got our shock mounts here. This is the mount that'll go where the factory one is. And then there's also, I guess, for added safety and structure, we've got a big U-bolt to wrap around the axle itself. But kind of give you a good idea of what this is going to look like once we put it on there. So I'm going to go ahead and start taking the other stuff off. Alright, we're going to take out these two nuts right here and this one right here. Got a 18mm socket. should take care of all of them. Alright, we've got 2 bolts to get out here. 13 millimeter. And then there's one right here where you can't quite see. I'm going to take all those out. Alright, I've got that shock bracket off. Once you get all those out, it'll just kind of fall out on its own. I am doing this without a jack, and I mentioned that just so you'll understand any kind of problems. Why am I doing that? Honestly, just to see if I can. One thing that I wasn't able to do, this one right here, I actually had to use a ratchet because that right there got in the way of my socket. Maybe you got some slimmer sockets or something you might be able to get, but I did have to put I had to put a wrench on there. I had to actually put a wrench, not a socket. I could not put my ratchet on there. I had to put a wrench on there to get that one out. Not a big deal, but if you don't want to put a wrench on anything, you only want to use the ratchet, then you're going to want to jack it up a little bit. Alright, that is it. I did not actually take this off. I took the bolts out. There's a bracket here. Just kind of pops out there. So this is what we got. Got that bracket we removed. We've got this assembly that we've moved. Did put the bolts that came out here back in. We're going to use that on the new system. That's it, really. Not hard at all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bolts. I guess 6 technically because one came out of here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Easy enough. Now it's time to actually do some install work. Alright, I've got this just kind of sitting on there. You see these kind of 2 little grooves. Looks like these will just fit in there. But it's going to go straight up and down. But we're going to tighten these 13 millimeter nuts on the back. Make sure it's up tall. You gotta make sure you put this bolt in first, or you will not be able to put it in afterwards. So just make sure you know that the shock bolt needs to go in first. Well, ran into a little snag here. This is a Rough Country product. If you see me put on their lift kit, seen I broke something there too. I don't seem to have this problem with other manufacturers, but I sure do with them every time. There's still a little bit of thread here. Maybe. See if I can take this off and get it thread through there, but I may not be able to. Alright, it is installed. Looks really cool. The rest of it went on well. Scared to death to tighten this U-bolt up over here too tight. I don't want to break it too. I'll just have to get another U-bolt. Got this. It's wedged into this hole there. Of course, the other side's on really good and tight. And the top is bolted on good. I mean, it's on there. I can't move it. It might be okay, but I'm going to definitely get a different U-bolt to put on there just in case. I don't want this thing to apart. Well, me and my family are going down the road. So what do I think about this kit? Well, it looks great. I hadn't rode down the road yet. I will here in a minute. As far as build quality, I mean, that U-bolt broke very easily. Maybe they're just prone to breaking like that. I didn't use the air wrench on it because I couldn't actually reach in there, the air ratchet. Maybe I should have, but like I said, I couldn't reach it. That thing doesn't put near the torque on there that you can by hand. Overall looks good. The stickers are kind of a rubbery material. I thought they may be kind of cheap, but they actually seem pretty good stickers at least. I like the fact that they don't put the stickers on there in case you don't actually want everybody to know that you've got rough country, which they'll be asking if your U-bolts are broken. So hopefully AutoZone's got some. If not, I know I can probably get some online. But we'll take it down the road and we'll check it out and see what it looks like. Alright, before I took it out on the road, I actually found another U-bolt. It was a good bit bigger. I had to kind of beat it in there. But it is in there. It is on. This thing is not coming off. That thing is beefy. So no worries there. We fixed rough country once again. Hopefully all the rest of it will hold up. Now time to take a trip on the road. Alright, took it down the road. Does seem to drive a good bit straighter. Maybe not quite as much as I was expecting, but it is definitely better. And for $125, I don't think you can really beat it. I did have to replace one of the U-bolts myself, but for what it does and the price, I can expect some hiccups from rough country. I know the lift kit I had a little problems with some of the same stuff, but still riding good. Have been going back around and making sure the suspension is tight. It has been. After I took this on the road, I did tighten it up as well. So there you have it. Rough country N3 dual stabilizer installed, reviewed. I'd give it a 4 out of 5 stars. That part did break. Probably would have gave it 5 out of 5 for the price. Had I spent $600 on this, I would be livid. But for the price, like I said, hard to beat.